Hello, Arena of Honor, once again. And once again I'm confused. Plans went to waste, it was hard. Seriously, I was wrong in my assessment of the opponent, and it brought an unexpected result. But mistakes happen to the best, so even more so to me. In this match I had the impression that we were playing a different game. They were playing for the city, and we were playing for the carrot, if you know what I mean. But no risk, no fun. And the fun in this particular match was simply great. It's a pity that we ended with a smaller team. Some simply gave up, and a moment after their resignation a spark of hope appeared. Our enthusiasm served as kindling, and as a result, you can see the rest in the film. I invite you. My team's situation was clear. After 2 high victories, a bucket of cold water awaits us. The first version of the plan focused on trading, while in the event that other teams also started trading, control of the middle. But not in the first strike, only counters. Why? Because in this match I planned to stop climbing the glory ranking so that I could meet lighter opponents later. However, the plan had an obvious flaw. The opponent would have to adapt to it, and this will probably never happen. And it was the situation when only one of the opponents also went on the attack that really didn't help us. The other 4 teams were regularly gaining points in trade, while we were fighting among ourselves for every point from towers and catapults. In the best case scenario, we would have kept 5th place fighting like this. Not good. But we were good at taking over, but losing points was painful. All that was left was to strengthen the castle army to prevent the Targaryens from taking over again. However, this was no easy task, as the opponents were stronger. Here, 2 weakness synergies met. Unfortunately, in a weakness versus weakness fight, my Margaery was useless. Patilo, on the other side, was the perfect counterpoint to her, as he both boosted the spearman's stats better and also supported the synergy itself. I had the advantage of exclusive weapons, as well as a pretty solid basic attack of the spearman, but everything fell apart in the clash of these 2 commanders, to my disadvantage. Another attempt to strengthen the castle army, and another defeat. The opponent was stronger and focused on quick, single attacks. We lacked that. I feel like the game was laughing at me by choosing teams with highly concentrated weakness synergies. The worst type of opponent for me, and I had the impression that half of the opposing teams had them. It's hard to say, you can't always win. Annie and Margaery against Patilo and Hector. In a clash of 2 weakness synergies, I'm in a losing position. Attacking a weak point doesn't miss. Margaery is useless, but Annie won't make up for the difference to another commander in small battles. She shows her strength in larger battles, and the bigger, the better. Unfortunately, the double strengthening of the first line gave me such a hard time that I'll remember it for a long time. It may sound strange, but our biggest opponents in this match, House Targaryen, were also the flashpoint of our return to scoring points. Expanding their influence on the rest of the map, they forced House Greyjoy from the altars and took over House Tyrell's castle. At that moment, we awoke from our slumber. Due to lack of time and other possibilities, we took over the mining nodes. Bullseye. Playing with a low profile paid off. From 6th place, step by step, we climbed to 2nd. Some would say thanks to the Targaryens. Not really, because. But it gave us a chance to get out of the hole, and in the end, we overtook 4 houses in 10 minutes, securing the honorable 2nd place in a fight against really strong players. More conclusions in the afterparty, to which I warmly invite you. I would lie if I said it was a tough fight. It was an interesting experience when we had nothing to say for over 3/4 of an hour, but we did our thing, and it paid off even with tougher opponents. We didn't give up, mostly, but we kept fighting. The loss of the castle by the Tyrell family really benefited us, but it didn't change the fact that despite everything we were still climbing the rankings, step by step. Of course, eliminating a few players from active fights helped us, but in fact, it helped everyone else. Baratheon is not my favorite spot, because I'm between the Starks and the Lannisters, and I have a lot of respect for both of these families, and fighting them is not my most interesting activity. However, we can't decide on our place, so this is just complaining for airtime. Greyjoy fell at the very end, falling to last place, but the most important opponents we had a chance to fight against were Targaryen. Their fall to 3rd place, thanks to us, is simply incredible. But winter is coming, and with it, I hope that there will be more such interesting twists. Thank you for today, and see you soon.